The shutdown has basically taken a fairly big whack to the US. The government can't be reopened at all without the Dems coming to the table. The longest shutdown was again under Trump in his first term was 35 days. They're saying this one will break 35 days. So pretty much what you should be doing now is buying, not selling, or holding and moving forward. You shouldn't be doing what the herd is doing because you'll get smacked and the professionals will just wipe you out. I still think that most of them are junk, but the underlying technology is now becoming recognized by the mainstream world. The left, especially the Dems and the elites in Europe, hate that Trump got the jump on this because they saw this as their way of bringing in CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, their way of bringing in mass control, and their way of doing everything that they could through a digital service. Because by bringing in the Bitcoin reserve, meaning that the US government is going to hold Bitcoins as it does gold and wheat and oil and soybeans and pork bellies and a couple of other things. So we're talking all the big financial institutions and funds to say, hey, we are now in the game. So now no longer can any one country strangle the US debt. This is not going to happen overnight. We're now seeing the major banks in the world, the top 25 major banks in the world, have all come out with their own, like USA Bank or US Bank stablecoin backed by the US dollar. Now what Trump has done is democratized the entire transfer process, right? And now it's up to the people with the technology to actually get out there and start putting it together. And we are seeing that in very quick terms. Is it going to slow the demise of the US empire? I personally believe that CBDCs are gone, finished, buried. When you have free and open trade, you have less war. And when you got free and open trade, free and open trade brought us out of the dark ages in Europe, which also helped bring us into probably the largest period of peace that the planet has seen and the most freedom that the planet has seen. So expect the US debt to really move out of government hands and into stable coins over the next few years. And we're starting to see it now. And that will also reduce the pressure that foreign enemies can put onto the US. I never ever thought that I would see, $1,000 gold, let alone $4,000 gold. It was probably the most stupidest thing that they could have done, because instead of Russia buying General Electric aircraft engines and turbines for its power stations and electronics, it then turned around and developed it all themselves. There has been, people say there's only like 4 Olympic swimming pools of gold ever been mined in the world. And I look at that and fucking laugh. The amount of gold and silver and jewels that are held by these ancient families that haven't been in the modern records ever makes gold a very, very tangible asset and a very, very, very in-demand asset for wealth holding. Martin Armstrong put this up this morning. You'll see it down the bottom there, the $20 billion swap line to Argentina, people calling it a bailout. It's not, it's a currency swap. War approaches. As I keep saying, we are moving into a time of war, and it's purely and just simply because the world is changing, right? And when the world changes, people feel threatened about their power. I'm more afraid of someone that wants to be a politician than I am afraid of the current politicians. All they know what to do is actually start a war. And that's the last thing that the world needs, is to be plunged back into, 10 years of just absolute global carnage. They joined the EU for a trade system. They didn't join it for a communist system. And that's what they've ended up with. You want citizenship? Join the army. You want to get a better life? Join the army. You want different privileges? Join the army. right? We are heading into that era. And they know that a lot of immigrants will be happy to do it. China's ban on rare earth exports from December 1st has nothing more to do with we want to slow down your production of weapons. China controls 90% of all the rare earth production. Now, them banning the export is about them building up their war machine. They will sell it to those that they approve. Australia could be a phenomenally powerful country based on this. It would absolutely bring riches into this country that you wouldn't know just because of what we're sitting on. We are governed by world-class clowns, and it's at a detriment to this country. We'll be worse off for it if a war comes. This is major crossroads for us, and China has raised such a massive fucking opportunity for us to actually become a dominance in this space. Absolutely huge opportunity for us. But we are governed by clowns that have no idea what's going on. When the government is the largest employer and the largest part of the economy, your economy is communist, Marxist. So welcome to a Marxist state, Australia, because we are there. The numbers tell us we are there. People are taking 90, 120 days to pay bills. Cash is tight. Unless you're tied to the government and on the government teat, cash is not flowing. Because basically all these employees that are demanding work from home have basically risen their hand and said, I can be employed by someone else cheaper somewhere else. I've made my own job redundant. Whenever the government offers you something for your convenience, it'll be to your detriment. If you're a work from home idiot, you've killed your own job. Well done. Now, the game here is all about the Senate. It's always been about the Senate because the Senate really controls what happens in the House. Let's import them. Okay, you come here to go to school, join the military after your schooling, get automatic citizenship after 2 years military service, and now you've got the right to vote. They can have dual citizenship. Live in the Pacific, vote in Australia. Join our military, get free citizenship. When you start looking at all these things, they are all interwoven and linked, and it's all by design. They are stacking the deck to make sure that basically voting no longer matters. Fiji at this stage is just about 100% in China camp. It could nearly change its flag to the Chinese flag. So these security pacts are dangerous. They look great on the surface, but underlying it, they are dangerous. This is how stupid is this? But I got what I really wanted through in the end. That's how politics is played, and that's how these guys play it. There'll be an outrageous claim, but the underlying thing will be what they really want. And it'll be the same thing. The Greens are still roughly where they've always been. Independents and other are still jumping up and down. The males are looking for a home versus the women. The women have sort of said, yep, I know where my home is. So very, very interesting split. The trend is your friend, as we used to say in politics. Time for reform. Do I think that reform will be a major party at the next election? 100%. The pressure on the majors in the UK is too great for it not to be. The UK may not exist in 4 years' time. You know, someone might have pressed the nuclear button and it's gone. We just don't know. The influences is being part of the political process. It's going to the parties, it's going to the schools, it's going to the functions, it's going to the charity events, it's going to the mixers. It's been known. It's been able to influence the people that get voted. Voting is a lower class, lower middle class thing. We wrap our hands around it. We want it. It gives us, it makes us feel so important to be part of the process, to go and do that one thing every 3 years. But it basically doesn't matter to the wealthy. And that's why politics matters, is because it's about making sure that direction that you want.